what I see, which is quite obvious to me, I see a lot of martial arts posers, and I can identify a poser immediately, you know, because I've been training for a while. And what I see is bodybuilders trying to claim themselves to be martial artists. And just because they got a nice body, what they do is they just put on some gloves and then act like they're a martial artist. They take pictures, tightening up their muscles, acting like they're martial artists, trying to look like they're intimidating, trying to scare people, whatever. But they are not martial artists, and they don't even train in how to fight. Their techniques are horrible, and they just want to try to look intimidating. And the people that don't know martial arts end up getting intimidated. They think that, oh, this person is a master of the mixed martial arts. No, I see that this person's an imposter. You know, he's a bodybuilder posing to be a martial artist. You know, and to get good at techniques of combat, it takes many, many years of training. It doesn't just happen overnight. This person might have been able to spend years and years of training to perfect his bodybuilding and be very cut and have big muscles. But that's a different thing compared to perfecting martial art techniques. Okay? So when it comes to being a martial artist, it's not as simple as just being a bodybuilder. And when you look at people and you just see their pictures and they just put on gloves or they pose a certain way or they wear a certain uniform, it doesn't mean that they're a martial artist. They're just posing. People could wear a police uniform, but it doesn't mean that they're really police. People could just put on a UPS uniform, but it doesn't mean that they're UPS. I mean, it's just the uniform and the outside could really confuse people. And even people that are really certified as police officers can be putting on the uniform and then being corrupt themselves, and then them to me are not truly police officers. A true martial artist is somebody that combines the physical, mental, and spiritual, and he doesn't neglect either or. So in a true martial artist, you will see skill, talent, and you will see fitness, but you'll see a strong sense of humbleness and an understanding of the philosophy behind the martial arts. You'll see a talented person that is peaceful, not arrogant and egoistic and wanting to compete with everybody, but somebody who has come to the point where he realizes that, hey, I may know how to fight, but that doesn't make me better than anybody else. And my mentality is just as humble as I was before I learned how to fight. Because this fighting technique doesn't make me a better than anyone. Actually, it just equalizes. It just made me realize that we're all equal. They're not better than me, and I'm not better than them. And that's a true martial artist. Somebody that is as trained and skilled and talented than most competition fighters, but he does not compete. Somebody who has power but does not abuse his power. Somebody that has authority but he doesn't abuse his authority. That is somebody that's like a true martial artist. Somebody that retains that humbleness and peace. Not somebody who is only surrendering because he's weak. I see sport fighters, boxers, who are extremely arrogant and very competitive and violent when they're fighting and they're competing. But then when they get older and they're like in their 60s, or they lose their talents, they lose their fitness, they lose everything, then they become humble. They're only becoming humble because they have no other choice. It's like a person who is, before he obtains a firearm, he's nice to everybody that has a firearm. He's nice to them because he doesn't have a firearm. But then when he gets the firearm, then he becomes very arrogant, and then he takes advantages of other people who don't have firearms. And it happens in police all the time. Also, you see people who are humble before they become police officers, but then when they become police officers, all of a sudden they do a 180-degree turn. They end up becoming bullies themselves. And they bully the people that they felt bullied them when they weren't police officers. And that is what I see. There's a difference between somebody who is humble with power than somebody who is humble with no power. Because the person who's humble with no power, you don't know if that humbleness is true. Because if he does get power, will he still be humble? Now, that is the thing. You have to be able to see that there is no better or worse. Okay? You have to combine the yin-yang, the hard and soft. Be in balance. You're not better than anybody because you're humble, but yet you're not better than anybody because you know how to fight and you're arrogant. You have to meet in the middle and see that there is no better or worse. You know, and this is just, you know, a way to train in art, to be artful, be expressive, and just be a human being, and just have love and compassion for the people around you, and don't hurt people for no reasons. Don't hurt yourself for no reason. Live a healthy lifestyle and promote good for the people around you.